Broken Entertainment. So today I'm going to do my Sunday writing video that I normally do on Sundays, but I didn't get the opportunity to get taken care of yesterday, so it's going to be on a Monday. But it's going to cover a couple of topics here. So there's one that I'm going to open up with that is this discussion that I keep seeing crop up on YouTube, and I've seen it before on Twitter. And I'm not calling out this particular YouTube channel. I don't believe in calling out other YouTube channels. But I am using his video as an example because it's the latest incident of it coming up as a topic. And that's the idea that there's a bunch of authors and aspiring authors out there who aim to exclude women from their stories, or who push women into background roles, and then they turn around and they defend it by saying, well, historically women didn't have much power. So Ahmed addresses some of this, the historical context of this, because that statement is false. Did they have less power? Yes, certainly. Very frequently. But there were women in societies all over the world who had positions of power. And behind the scenes, women had positions of power. Now, I have seen examples of writers. Now, I don't know if I've seen authors do it, but I have seen aspiring authors talk about it, where they're saying, well, you know, I want some historical realism given the context of the setting, and so there aren't going to be any women who are, you know, awesome warriors. And that's a different subject. And at least to me it is, but a lot of times it's wrapped up in the same thing, in that if you don't have your female characters be awesome warriors, then you're somehow excluding them because they can't have other powerful positions, etc. The problem I have with this topic is that you see it over and over again, but I have never actually seen it in reality. I've not picked up a fantasy novel and seen this problem. Now, maybe I'm lucky. I'm not as well read in fantasy as I am in science fiction. And a lot of that's got to do with I struggle to pick up modern fantasy novels and actually find them interesting. Until Brandon Sanderson came along for me. So there's the potential that I just happen to pick all the books that include women as powerful characters. If you have examples of books that do this, where women are at best side characters or are basically non-existent as powerful people in the world, let me know, because I'd like to see these being actually examples of something real, instead of this thing that's like, well, if we keep saying it, maybe it'll be true. And I'm not saying Ahmed's out to do that, but in his video he talks primarily about the historical context. He also repeats multiple times that there are people, there are men, who go out and they say, well, for realism, I'm not having any powerful women. But I would like to see examples. And I don't see this in fantasy, and I've seen it said also for minority characters. And I don't see that either. Now again, I could be wrong, and if I am, please put examples in the comments. I'd like to know. But from what I have seen, this is more of a problem that gets brought up for the sake of conversation than it is a problem that is actually prevalent in the genre. So I wonder, is it because I haven't read enough random stuff? Or I haven't been able to read through enough of the random stuff that I have picked up? Or maybe this is overinflated. To me, it's overinflated. So the other thing I want to talk about today is we point out on YouTube all the time the problems with Hollywood, the problems with Disney, the problems all these companies have, DC, Marvel, They're bad creations. They're bad fiction. The way they politicize and propagandize and shove agenda into everything, and that's great. And we should keep calling them out. But what I always used to say when I taught in university was, it's not enough to point out a problem. Pointing out a problem is the beginning. The hard part is figuring out what to do next. Now, we've tried to get these people to fix what they're doing, and they're not. Zack Snyder disrespecting geeks and gamers is just the latest example. So, what do we do? Well, what we do is we create and we move past what we are losing and we create new things. And if you're a writer and you write a lot of Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever, stop. Write something new. We need to create new things. We need to support the people creating new things. So in that vein, I'm going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to announce in an upcoming video my fantasy and science fiction novels that I've been very hard at work on. Science fiction novel should be hitting beta readers pretty soon. And I'm going to start a series of videos, usually on Sundays, talking about different characters that are going to be in my fantasy novel. They're going to be character profiles. I want to get some information out there so we can talk about it a little bit. And also just to get people interested. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, whenever I see created stuff out there by indie creators, and I'm not talking about like the awesome movies done, like the Astartes movies done for 40K. Those are great, but they exist within something else created by somebody else. I'm talking about people out there making their own new, unique stories, because that's what we need to support. We need to support the Ethan Van Skyvers of the world. We need to support these new materials, new sources of entertainment, because we've lost, many of us, what we already loved. But it's time to move on, and it's time to create something new. And instead of just complaining about Hollywood, now we should constantly point out when they do this stuff so people can see it and wake up. But we have to move forward. So if you're a creator or at all interested in being a creator, go out, create something new. Create your own setting, create your own universe, create your own characters, and put it out there. Don't hold on to it. Don't be afraid. Put it out in public. Let people see it. Put it in beta readers' hands. Contact YouTubers for support. You know, if you want, contact me. I will happily let other people know. I'm in several YouTube communities. I will push created content. And that's going to be something I'm going to do moving forward, is at least try to get a couple videos a month out there pushing new stuff. And I've got a couple candidates in mind already for the first couple videos. But that's where we need to go next. We need to solve the problem. And we solve the problem not by getting Hollywood and Marvel and DC fixed, because it's not going to happen until it's too late, but by replacing them. If we can't turn to you for entertainment, we can turn to each other. We can turn to ourselves and to our fellow creators. And if you're not a creator, go find creators that you like and push their stuff. Support them over Star Wars, over Star Trek, because we've seen where those franchises are going. And in my introductions in my videos, I have a slide that says the Renaissance is coming. This is what I'm talking about, because after great cataclysms in history always comes a renewal. And we're seeing a great cataclysm in our entertainment. And what's next is a renewal. And that's what we need to make. So please, even if you have something that you created and you're just sitting on it because you're afraid to put it out in public or you're nervous, and believe me, I get that, put it out there. If you have to self-publish, self-publish. There's no shame in that. Put it out there. If you want, there's a couple of YouTube channels who are creators who release their content on YouTube. You can do that. Build your way up if you want before physical publication. But let's get out there, let's make stuff, let's support stuff, and forget these people. Okay? And I'm going to put a link to Ahmed's video in my description down below so you can check it out, see what he says. Like I said, I'm not calling him out. I'm a subscriber to his channel. I listen to his stuff. But it just cropped up as an example to me of what I was talking about. Now, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you have created something or know of a creator who has created something and has it out there where we can go see it, please put it in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll look into it. And maybe we can get some more of this stuff pushed out there. I've got a couple people already lined up that I'm going to talk about in upcoming videos. But if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you next time.